Let's offload our car here. All right, we got El Camino here. And on this side, it didn't look too bad. But look at that, the grills. Oh, man. And then on this side, something's done some damage here. This actually looks like something was spilled on it. It's eaten away. But that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is these axles. It just doesn't roll. It just doesn't roll good. And these cars are meant to be toys. They're rollers. When these are working, these are excellent toys. So this is a Hot Wheels G machine. And they don't get much love. I think that they were only made in 2007, and that's when the line stopped. I could be wrong. I know that there's not a lot of these out there. At least they made a lot of them, but you don't see them like as collectors. I don't see them being collected. I think that they really should be because, man, these are a lot of fun. And the kids that I've got half a dozen of these through the years, and I usually give them to a kid to play with, and it ends up being one of the favorite toys because it's got weight to it. When they roll, man, they go great. But this one has had some problems. So you see, we've got corrosion up in here. It's weird. It's eating the plastic. Let's see if I can focus. Yeah, you can see how bad that is. I have a theory on what's going on with these. So I've had a lot of cars that look similar to this. What I think happens is they get put in toy bins with some batteries, like toys that have batteries, and the batteries leak on them. So I think this is acid damage. But I don't know. So what I'm going to have to do is take it completely apart, strip it. I'm not going to try and restore this. I'm going to try and repair it. I could remake these decals, but that's just a lot of work for something that's not really a collector's piece. So I'm just going to make this look nice, and my main goal is to make it roll again, so to fix those axles. So let's take this guy apart. So we'll start by drilling out these two rivets. Should go pretty well. So I have restored one of these before, so I have an idea what's inside. Yeah, they're pretty much exactly like regular Hot Wheels, only bigger, which is so cool. So what's wrong with this axle's bent? That's the problem there. That'll be interesting to try and fix. This one is also bent, but not as bad, but they need to be totally straight. Okay, just a plastic base. Nothing special there, really not much to do there. We could try and, paint that to make it look cooler. I might. The interior, exactly like what you'd expect, only there is some chrome detailing. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's really nice. The glass, is it riveted in? Yes. So I'm gonna have to, ooh, it's broken. Look at that. We do have some broken glass there. Both sides. So this has been stepped on or something. But I'm going to have to drill out that rivet real quick. The only difference is this is a plastic grill, and it's got like some plastic rivets keeping it in. Same thing with the back bumper. So I'm going to cut those out real fast, and we'll get this completely apart. This grill is going to be probably our biggest challenge. So the front grill and bumper came out really easily. I didn't even have to really push. I just grabbed it and pushed it out. Wasn't hard at all. But you can see corrosions on the back, and if you look closely, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera, but there's actually some green there of some corrosion that indicates to me that battery acid theory may have been correct. So this is going to go in the stripper tank. It's going to be all naked by the next time we see it. And then this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner to maybe loosen up some of this stuff. I know it's not going to get clean. I just want to loosen it up, and then I'm going to go over it with a toothbrush and some other brushes. I don't know. Saving that detail is going to be really challenging. So that actually did clean it up quite a bit. Still a lot of crud in there. We got the chrome this one too. So I'm going to try and remove, I think that maybe some of this, maybe the chrome paint that's just kind of collected in here. Hopefully it's not too much damage to the plastic. Now, getting off chrome paint from these parts can be kind of tricky. If you use paint stripper, it's likely going to damage the plastic. But what you can use is hydrochloric acid. And what this is lime out, which is different than lime away. It's a mixture of hydrochloric, citric, and lactic acid. And I'm hoping that it will be able to remove all the gunk from this while leaving the plastic. If I end up with just a hunk of plastic at the bottom, you won't see this video. So I'm just going to dunk them in. It should only take a few minutes. And yeah. And I'm going to drill out this center button right here, that center section. It should release the axle to come out so I can snip it and take it out. And then I can replace it using that same hole. And I don't think it's going to really make that big of a difference. I can cover up most things with paint, and there might be a hole there, but I doubt that unless you're really studying it, you're going to notice it. Again, this isn't a restore, so it's okay if it's not exactly how it originally was. All right, so that worked. So I tried to chrome over this and it looked horrendous. There were so many little jagged edges that just looked terrible. So what I'm trying now is I am dipping this in Pledge, putting several layers over it. I know I'm going to lose definition, but I'm hoping to get a smooth surface that we can get the chrome on. So that's where that's at. It started to smoke when I did it the first time. It's a little disconcerting. I'm not sure what was going on there. Also, I got the casting out of the stripper. I still got a little bit back there I need to get off from the paint, but overall it looks good. There was virtually no corrosion, just a little bit in the top that I just had to scrape off, no problem. But before we get any closer, there's a little bit of paint right there. Before we get any closer, I'm going to drill out the posts. Considering the size of this car, this post was really shallow. It had me a little nervous. Can't go much deeper than it is. I'm going to test fit some of these screws to make sure that they work. Well, I'm glad I did that because it's the smaller screws that went with that drill bit that would have caused problems when I was putting it back together. I don't want these larger ones, so I'm going to re-drill this. All right, so we're going to zinc plate this. Why, you might ask? Well, stop being coy. You know why. Spectraflame. All right, so that looks really good. There are some tooling marks that I didn't notice until after I polished it. I think it'll be okay. All right, let's see how good we can make this look, if at all. I don't know about this. Well, I don't know about you guys, but man, that Spectraflame looks good. Every time I do this, I wish I had done better on the body because you can see every little flaw. But, oh man, that looks good. So what I think I'm going to do is I want to make the bed a black, like there's a bed liner. So I'm going to use some Testors Flat Black. And I thought about masking it off and spraying it, but boy, that would be hard to mask in there to get it right. So I'm going to do it with a brush. It's probably going to need another coat, but yeah, I think it's going to look good. I like it. So I'm not super pleased with how that grill came out. Honestly, I think it's the best I could do. It's definitely better, but not great. I think the only thing else I could do would be to completely remake it or use a donor car, but that would just talking about tons and tons of work there. Back bumper looks quite nice. So let's put in the glass. I didn't have to do anything to the glass. It was in perfectly good shape. Now, when I started this project, I thought, well, the easy thing is going to be the axles, but they ended up being the hardest thing. What happened is the axles I was using was not thick enough, so I had to remake and redo these entire wheels and really make a lot of adjustments to use thicker, stronger axles. And it's still not as good as I would like it to be. But that took like literally 2 days of my free time to figure out the axle situation. Much better, much better. Well, here we are. It's all done. I'm not going to pretend that it's perfect, but it is good. I like it. Definitely an improvement. It was fun to do, even if the grill didn't turn out exactly like I envisioned. I had a lot of fun with this one. A lot more fun than I've had in a long time with any of these models. It was just, I had to tinker with it. It wasn't easy, but the end results is good, especially this paint job. Oh, looks so good. So if you remember, this is the before, and now we have the after. And thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.